Hey guys, Alucard here, also known as Wes Keldner's biggest fan. And today's video is about a streamer known as Rapidmain, and me roasting him for some of the worst balance suggestions in any asymmetrical game that I've ever heard that he recently posted on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre games Reddit. While some of Rapidmain's main ideas are reasonable, a lot of his suggestions are hilariously crazy. And because a developer already responded to his thread and it's gotten a bunch of upvotes, I'm afraid that people actually think his crazy bad ideas are good. I hope you guys enjoy the video, and just for the record, I think that Rapidmain is a very talented and entertaining streamer. He just doesn't know jack shit when it comes to balancing. Rapidmain's letter to the devs. I'm going to probably shit on him a bit. This balance talk covers Rapidmain's really bad balance suggestion. Somehow has almost 200 upvotes. I think that's mostly, people just know his name from streaming and stuff. And unfortunately, like most streamers, he just talks out of his ass. I think conceptually, I'd agree, like, yes, lobby dodging, for example, is a problem and stuff like that, but his ideas, holy shit, are they bad. Let me start by first showing that he does absolutely zero. He spent all the time writing all this shit, but did zero effort in putting any research into this. We could start, I could prove that right here, right now, for a second. If we go to lack of specific loadouts skill tree. This is a strangely phrased word, or sentence structure here, but whatever. He says, I know the developers have covered the skill tree before, but there's a specific request that they keep accidentally misunderstanding the question. I don't even know if that's like a sentence. Many are asking for interchangeable loadouts without having to respec their characters. I don't know why he puts two C's here. I agree with the devs that no one should be able to have any and every perk. Okay, so he's saying that for the left side tree, right, of your skill tree, you have a loadout 1. You go to loadout 2, respecs, gives you all your points. You can put that in the middle tree if you want, right? Just like a normal build would. And you get your points back, right? He's saying that the devs just keep misunderstanding that and thinking that we want everything and to throw the balance that they think is balanced out of whack, and just get every perk that we want. Let me show you a Reddit post. It took me 1 minute, less than a minute actually, searching. Here's from a month ago. Trying to resolve the loadout misunderstanding between, you see this? Between the devs and players. It seems like every time we bring up the idea for different loadouts, have different skill trees, devs give the explanation that goes something along the lines of, we don't want you to be a jack of all trades and we want you to commit to a specific path, and we limit the perks by, design. And then he has a very specific supplementary picture that you really can't misunderstand here, I would think, where he's circling the different skill trees, as I just talked about, right? This is someone else that put even more work in their shit. From a month ago, remember, before Rapidmain wrote his post. They circled this for build 1, circled this for build 2, like I was talking about. And then let's see, we got a developer response here. And it's an in-depth response from Matt referring to the dev stream response that I tweeted. Okay, the community team brought this up to me, so I'll do my best as to give as complete an answer as I can, and I hope that this helps understand where the intention was in the design. First off, there's no misunderstanding. So first off, we see that Rapidmain is just wrong by saying that they keep accidentally misunderstanding the question, because over a month ago, he said there is no misunderstanding when he saw this. So Rapidmain's wrong, as I'll demonstrate many times in his post, has done no research, no offense, but felt like just writing a lot of shit despite doing none. When I've answered this in the past, it was not as complete as I aim to answer here. I know what's being requested, and the answer still does apply, even if not clearly. His answer is no, by the way. The idea of jack of all trades build is that with a simple switch of a loadout, you can have access to the whole tree. That is a level of flexibility we didn't intend. Think Borderlands. You can't just go into a boss battle and swap to a whole different character path in the upgrade tree. I don't even know if that's true, but maybe. This limitation is not uncommon in metagames. There needs to be some commitment and decisions with limitations. I don't agree with Matt. I think it's really bad design to not let us do that. I don't even understand his reasoning. Like, if there's a certain map, I want to try Wireframe on fucking Slaughterhouse. I want to try Venom on Family House. Why can't I just go loadout 1, loadout 2? Why do I have to fucking go through the hoops of respecing in between games and being a pain in the ass to my teammates? You gotta wait now. That's basically the idea, which I agree with that concept. I think that this is stupid, that you can't. And that Matt is a big roadblock in making the game better because he just refuses to change his stance on this. But despite all that, Rapidmain's wrong. He doesn't misunderstand, And this is part of what I like to call, what is it, KDTA syndrome, when you're kissing the dev's ass. Kissing the dev's ass so much, you can't imagine that they just actually make really bad design decisions because you're kissing their ass. And a little bit, the one response he has is, thanks for taking a look at the long post. I'm so excited. We see him kissing more ass here. Okay, so that's just my impression. Like, so Rapidmain does kiss the dev's ass, and this is why he just can't believe that they would just, some common sense shit, they wouldn't just do that. Even though I will be honest, the devs might hate me, but I will be honest and call them out and say that that's really bad decision. It doesn't make sense. He doesn't even really explain why it's bad. That they can't just do a loadout swap in the lobby since he has stupid perks like Bomb Squad. Although his reasoning for Bomb Squad was something like, well, at least you have to go like the left path on some characters, so you can't just, so you have to like stay left then, which doesn't even make sense to me because then you're fucking limiting them even more. They're just gonna stay that path no matter what, you know. Or I don't know. But basically, that's his idea. He has a really long answer here, but basically there's no misunderstanding, and he describes what people are asking. So just wanted to prove that before I really went into this. You know, Matt did understand the question, even if he kind of answered it in a confusing PR way on the stream, and he very specifically answers it there. What's up, Daddy's Liquors? No, Rapidmain plays both. I've seen him main Sissy for some reason, but I've seen him play both. He's a solo Q warrior most of the time. I've seen, and let's go to his intro here, where he says, to start, I know it will most likely not be received well. Well, most likely it's not received well because he's done no research. He probably just thinks that he won't be liked because, I don't know, he's just putting a little shield up here. And he says, at this moment in time, I have around 400 hours, Pog. I think I even have more, and I've taken weeks off. And I play a 50-50 split, I don't know how true that is, a family, 1,200 kills. Whoa, that's a lot. Oh man, that must mean he's good. We have to trust him, and Victim. I play most characters, but main Leatherface and Leland for the most part. I should say also that I am no way hating on the game. There we go, the ass kissing again. It has a lot of issues, but I adore this game. And I think on release, it was practically a masterpiece, which is actually so hilariously wrong because there was stun locking and door slamming, which he loved, by the way, because he loved just trolling and bullying the fucking killers. But just saying, like, there was complete stun locking. The valve was even worse. We had the valve in the basement. Oh my god, there's so much bullshit with the game at fucking launch. The battery started fucking off, so you had to go all the way back in Slaughterhouse and lose the game if you did that, and you were pressured both sides by different teammates to either do it or not have time to do it. So much shit was fucked up. Everyone was pissed off at Sissy because she would stun lock you and she hit you once, like you couldn't move. Although I missed that version of her. It was not a masterpiece. That is actual copium. That's like literal insanity. The game was not a masterpiece on launch by any fucking means. Anyone remember the grandpa cutscene? Boy, oh boy, was that fun. And that lasted for months. Criticized because I care, and hopefully the game can bounce back to its original state. I would hope it didn't, because its original state was really fucking bad. It's I mean, Keck fucking W. Even his own audience went Keck W at this shit. Are you serious? Also, fair warning, it's going to be a long one, okay? I'm not going to read word for word everything. But he's right that lobby dodging is a problem, but he doesn't, but let's listen to one of his solutions here, okay? Let's listen to one of his solutions. Obviously, should go out saying the queue system needs fixing because people will dodge for a character they want. There are numerous solutions to this, however. We could allow duplicate characters that have weaker abilities, such as allowing 2 Lelands to have much longer cooldowns on their barge. Bro, okay, so let me just go into why this is such a Keck W stupid fucking idea. Okay, first of all, just longer cooldowns may not make them that much weak. You may only need to use it fucking once to protect. Can you imagine? Let me make an even better suggestion. How about 2 fucking Dannies? Oh man, would that be fun? 2 fucking Dannies, and the devs have a hard time balancing one. Can you imagine them trying to balance for 2 or more Dannies or something? I don't know. Make them take more knowledge, bro. That's it. Easy. That's it. Solved. You know what I mean? And how about this? I have another problem with this, okay? Let's say the devs could actually balance this, which I don't know why you would trust them, no offense, to balance anything when they released a character like Danny. Let's say they could balance it, right? Let's say they somehow did it with the cooldowns and some other shit for multiple characters. What if I join the lobby and I don't want to fucking be weaker? I want my own Leland to be strong as usual. I don't want him to be fucking weaker because some other jackass joins, you know, locks in Leland immediately and then dies right away. What if I don't want to be weaker because of that guy? Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to fucking dodge the lobby. oh shit, we just added a new reason to dodge the lobby, despite this being Rapidmain's brilliant solution. One of the numerous ones, apparently. Because I don't want to be weaker now because some other guy picked my character. So we have the exact same problem in a different way. And I guess Rapidmain just can't see that because that doesn't make any sense. We're only allowed one of them to use their ability first, and the copy Leland gets to use it next. Yeah, because that's really going to be coordinated at all. You know what I mean? In any way, shape, or form, but in solo queue, right? Like, that makes no sense. No one's going to do. They won't even let us pick our own fucking grandpa perks in the order because they think that's too complicated for solo queue. That's literally the reason that they won't let us pick the order. And they think they'll do this. No. Another solution to our queue problem is building a server browser. So, oh yeah, that worked really great in Project Playtime. Let me tell you, everyone used it, Kappa. So people can directly join into a partially empty lobby off of a list, kind of like Friday the 13th game once had, and make it so games automatically requeue you once they're over. Well, I mean, they do requeue you if you just press E. Why? What's the difference if you? Oh, you mean requeue against the same people? I mean, that could be interesting, but at the same time, I don't see them doing that. Like, how would that? I don't know. What if one person leaves, etc. I don't know. They're not. That's a whole networking thing. They're not going to fucking do. I mean, that's not a terrible idea to have a rematch with people. I don't disagree with that one. But the server queue is not going to happen. That's a whole networking thing. They're not going to fucking do. And it didn't work. And no one really uses it, honestly, in most games, unless you have to, because it's just not as easy as clicking start search for match or whatever. Or as many people suggest, make a role queue kind of like Overwatch. They're not going to fucking do that. People suggested that a million times for Leatherface when no one wants to play him. They're not going to do that though. It's just not going to happen. They're not going to make a role queue. That's a whole other networking thing they're not going to do. And he said also remove the lobby timer. LOL. Somebody again hasn't done the research and watched the most recent dev stream where he said he will in January. So they're already going to do that. LOL. But he didn't do the research. I'm just showing you why Rapidmain, no offense. I mean, he's a nice guy. He's a streamer. And like most streamers, we talk out of our ass sometimes. I mean, I'm usually right, but let's just say, but he just says dumb shit like this, where he's acting like he knows what he puts a disclaimer saying, like, I have around 400 hours and I play a 50-50, like, and he mentions 1,200 plus kills so you can be impressed. Like, whoa, how many solo queue victims did he kill like that? That's impressive. Holy shit. But the thing is, he's not really an expert when he doesn't even do the minimum research, like one Reddit search on the fucking misunderstanding shit or the lobby timer shit. Like he hasn't even looked it up. He's too fucking lazy. He's not. For some reason, he likes to type a lot of shit, feel cool, but he doesn't do the research behind it. Then he makes some us versus them shit. Like, I don't know what this political shit is about victims versus family or killer versus survivor. So I don't even know what he's saying here. It's just like some fucking shit about everyone just getting along. Like, okay, a nice sentiment, but I don't know what the point. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. Like, what is this fucking shit? Some fucking shit from the Karate Kid? I don't know what he's trying to say. And he says it's pretty clear that to have an unbiased and fair opinion on the balance of any game, you have to play both sides evenly. The funny part of this is he has some of the worst balancing I've ever heard, like multiple Lelands, right? And he says he plays 50-50 both sides. If anything, that he proves that this does not give you a fair opinion of balance. You could still have a dog shit one, like him. No offense. So I don't know. That doesn't give you any sort of fucking balancing supremacy because you play fucking both sides. You could still be an idiot. No offense. I'm not saying that you're entitled to have an opinion if you only play one side. I think it means one side. But your opinion would be a little more narrow compared to more flexible players. I mean, sometimes, but not always. Because, like, his opinion's dog shit. Yeah, I'd be bored to death only playing one, but that's just me. I would hope that people learn to counter certain mechanics rather than complain and beg for it to be nerfed or changed. But the thing about Rapidmain that I don't like here is why isn't he specific? What mechanics are you talking about? He's just being vague and writing some political bullshit instead of just being specific. Challenge and losing is integral for someone. I think he means to become better. I don't know why he's missing. He wrote this quick probably. Become better at any game, and if it were constantly made easier for them, where's the challenge? Where's the learning element? People shouldn't be handheld through every. But why doesn't he give any fuck? What are you talking about, Rapidmain? What the fuck are you talking? What mechanics? Like, this is the problem. He's not specific. He just says some generalized shit that I'm sure he's used to his chat being like, I can fill in the blanks. Yeah, makes sense with my fucking version of reality. The problem with favoring realism. He talks about cinematic horror masterpiece, the scare factor. I don't know. I don't even know what he's talking about here. It's not the same as one's first playthrough. Many have asked the game to lean into a more realistic. But where do we draw the line? I don't even know what he's like. I don't even know what he's talking about here. This is like some random shit on the side. I don't know. Like, obviously the game's not realistic. You could take an overhead chainsaw, jump down a fucking well, then get up, like nothing happened, spray some Axe body spray, and you're fine. I don't even know what he's talking about. I don't know. You just randomly throw that in there. Competitive balancing. What's up, Sados? What's up, Sos? I mean, you could take a long road to saying stuff. What's up, Twitch? What the fuck is that question? I'm timing out for fucking an hour. What is that? What is that, dude? You were so weird. Anyways, since the teasing and release of the game has been stated over and over again, the developers aim to balance TCM casually, which is a very difficult thing to achieve. However, we're blah blah blah. We're leaning at this point to a more competitive balancing strategy. When the developers started balancing around the highest level of play, such as the rush meta, we started slowly drifting away from casual gameplay. Okay, first of all, let me illustrate why Rapidmain's already wrong. Because the quote rush meta isn't fucking casual, Rapidmain. That's what the tryhards do. They rush because they have zero fear of making noise because they shouldn't. Because it doesn't matter. It's not really a punishment in the beginning. That's the whole problem. And why the rush meta is still very much a thing. I've done it all last night. Or not last night, but the night before on my stream. I'm a noob, and we were doing it. We had like minimum at least like 2 escapes every game, and we weren't even coordinated. Just making all the noise run around the beginning. No one gives a shit. This is what tryhards do. They rush, not the casuals. The casuals don't rush because they're scared. You know what I mean? They don't play that much. They don't realize they can do that. Don't get me wrong. A lot of changes made to Family Master good for the overall balance of the game, but it's definitely made the game way less casual. I still don't know his point. For example, Leatherface requirement being removed is a good thing. I don't know about that. I mean, it's a good thing in terms of possibilities and potential to have more freedom with your metas and like your comp, but it can actually hurt players because they can like soft lock themselves, for example, if they pick characters that can't go through gaps, and you have a barricade blocking upstairs on Family House or the gas station. Gap into barricade by the lair where you could just never get somebody the whole game because no one could break the barricade, no one could go through the gap. So that's actually a good and bad thing. It's a good thing for freedom of choice, depending if you know what you're doing, but it's a bad thing, it's actually a bad thing for casual players because they could end up screwing themselves over. That's the funny part about it. It's reduced dodging and made games feel more varied, but certain, quote, meta comps, he only mentions one, by the way, have arose, because there is only one other one that I know of, have arose that developers didn't account to, such as the Nancy, Hitch, and Cook comp, which is, by the way, is only really good on Family House. That also depends on your barricade RNG upstairs. It's hard to account for everything in a big content drop, but many of the recent family buffs have made it extremely difficult for the average, I don't even know what that means, to escape compared to before. Good. It was too fucking easy before. I feel almost bored when playing on the family side because of how much easier it is. This is funny coming from him, just saying, because he writes shit like this. But one of his last streams, I'm just going to put this out there, before he stopped playing for like a while, took a break. I remember it was him, Squirty, and I think someone, I saw it because it was one of his last VODs. They played back-to-back against a victim team that would shit-talk them. Destroyed them on Family House, but I think one of them was playing Sissy or whatever. They weren't like playing their meta comp. The next game, I remember Rapidmain said, "Oh, nah, let me get Bubba, bro. Let me get Bubba." He got his main. You know what I'm saying? Like Swordy, I forgot the last streamer friend. They were all trying real hard, calling out. They got Slaughterhouse, which, by the way, he was saying the game was family-sided back then, before the big patch. They're the same dumb shit. And now he's saying, and then like they got absolutely stomped. They barely killed one victim, and they started bragging about it. Which, by the way, later on, I got matched against Swordy playing with 4-man on Slaughterhouse with Beifu and Cam, and we killed all of them. So I don't know, you can say the game's family-sided when he literally couldn't do the same thing versus good victims. To me, it feels like that's saying either if it's family-sided, then they suck. Which, no, I'm not saying they do, but I'm saying like either that or maybe it's not family-sided, because I don't think it's family-sided. That's what I think. But he says the changes to incentivize stealth more were, for the most part, a good solution. No, well, not really. They didn't accomplish anything. However, it went too far. Noise follows victims when slamming doors when it should only be bone chimes. Characters not having access. I don't know why it's so weird how he words this. It should only be bone chimes making noise. Okay, dude. Sorry, 1 second. It should only be bone chimes. I guess it shouldn't be rushing into a fucking, getting out of a hiding spot, whatever, bursting out. What's the other things that make noise? Chickens. Getting toolboxes by spam or bone scraps by spamming the button. Like, yeah, it should just only be bone chimes that follow them with noise. Okay, dude. Characters not having access to their ability for the first minute of the game seems a little harsh, especially since family doesn't have that debuff themselves. Well, the thing is, family can't go down there themselves, so they feed grandpa at least. And also, they're not supposed to fucking be rushing up there in a minute using their abilities. You know what I mean? Like, they're not supposed to have instant access to it. That's the point of it, to help stop the rush. It doesn't actually even work, but it's an attempt at making it work. Obviously, this was to counter Connie's rushing the first few doors. No, it wasn't. He says, obviously, this was to counter Connie's that rushed the first few doors. This does not stop Connie or Danny, who has fast hands and is a mini Connie, from rushing the first few doors, because they didn't even fucking use their ability on the first few doors. Only noobs did. They just fucking, the only door that's the first few would be the cook's lock on the back porch, and they still use their ability for that. They'll just wait a little bit. But the basement doors, they just unlock normally, like they usually would. So this is not obviously used to that. He's wrong. They didn't fucking do it like that. This is used for a lot of reasons. But it was never a problem, like, for example, Leland barging you and protecting people while, like, Anna jumps out the window instantly before you even get set up, stuff like that. But it was never a problem with the other characters. Ideally, you'd want Leland to waste his barge at the beginning of the game to get a free overhead hit later. Also, it's really silly to put a cooldown on others' abilities like Sunny. I agree that Sunny may not need a cooldown, but Danny doesn't even have a fucking cooldown because he's paid to win. But yeah, Sunny, I mean, they're trying to make it consistent. That's the thing. I guess Sunny doesn't really need a cooldown. I agree with that. But another big issue is stun immunity and how people can exploit it to get a free kill. Listen to this. Leatherface can get door slammed and then immediately pick himself up again and kill someone with a stun immunity. First of all, this is a tech that I've mastered. But second of all, you're not really supposed to be able to get up immediately, right? You're supposed to they're supposed to run from you when they stun you, not be near you. That's the idea of stunning you and stun resistance. Also, when you turn off stuff like the valve. Stun immunity is a good thing, but 10 seconds is way too long. Right, dude. Remember how long it was when we used to try to turn off the valve before? It was just way too long, huh? It should be reduced to 3 at the most to avoid any. So that 3 at the most means that you get door slammed, you finally get up, right? If you're not Leatherface, right? Then they close the door, you take the time to open the door, and guess what? They're waiting at the next door straight ahead of you, and then they can slam you again. That's what he wants. And then you go back again, and then do the same thing. Teabag a little, 3 seconds later, yeah. 3 seconds. That makes perfect sense. This is why, by the way, playing both sides doesn't mean shit to knowing anything about balance, remotely anything. He's so wrong, and it's so dumb that it scares me that it has so many upvotes. Man, the game's already going downhill. It will go downhill at a speed run if they listen to this guy. Holy fuck. I don't know how his audience can eat up the shit. 3 second stun immunity. Like, that would do fucking anything. Being noisy and rushing should punish you, but not to the degree it is currently. It doesn't punish you at all, bro. It doesn't punish you at all. I literally rushed all the other night. You could watch it. And I'm not good. And that shit was easy AF. The more someone masters the mechanics of TCM, the more likely they'll play riskier. Playing stealthy can be fun, but it should not be the only avenue available. Again, evidence that Rapidmain has no idea what he's talking about, because most people that play at any sort of high level don't fucking play stealthy. What is he talking about? He's just making up shit. There were, however, some very good changes that enhanced the family strength, such as turning off fuse box. It was till Danny came out. The valve tank regressing, which again, till Danny came out was nice, but that's irrelevant since you can't even start turning it off. Even map balance is like Slaughterhouse. It doesn't explain what, but I know what he means. But we're currently at a point where those who still believe victim is OP, like me, when family is actually the power role right now, which he adds isn't a bad thing. Which, by the way, he's wrong again. He was wrong before when he said family was OP and got stomped by that victim team, which I'm not saying I've never gotten stomped, but I don't delusionally say family's OP and make excuses. I know that victim's fucking OP. I'm not saying you can't improve and somehow win against it sometimes, but victim is 1,000,000%, especially with Danny, fucking makes the whole game OP for them. It should go without saying that Danny's an exclusion to this. He's busted. No one should be escaping in 2 minutes. But a family team needs to be paying attention and communicating. Even before Danny, there was a lot of rushing out of Family House in the beta without Connie. The rush meta isn't overpowered and is incredibly counterable. But typically a lot of people that rush are rewarded because the opposing side doesn't know how to play against it. How do you play against it, Rapidmain? You want to fucking explain, or you just want to say some bullshit? I've played many games where I've lost to rushers because my team is either new. It's not his fault. My team's either new, lacking mics, or simply asleep. This is not an entire post to get good, but not everyone's going to win every game, nor are they going to become competitive level right off the bat. So I don't know what he's saying here. He doesn't explain. What's the fucking counter to the rush meta? I want to know. Because there is no real counter except us fucking scrambling to get somewhere and pray that we get there in time, you know, and push them down, and then we have to still like fucking sweat our ass off. Also, side note, Johnny's balancing decisions, I don't know why he spells it without an H. Johnny's balancing decisions are confusing. He should not be able to lunge around the map and instead give his footstep ability any actual value. Well, I agree about the footstep ability, it should have value. I don't know about a constantly running passive. I mean, I'd like that, but that's a little too strong, I think. We should not keep the lunging because it's the only thing that makes him viable, and instead give him an actual useful ability. Well, they gave him the lunging because he was completely unviable right now, so it's like a temporary thing they gave. I don't know what they're going to do when they take it away, but that's because he was literally unplayable without it. So I don't know what he's really saying here. Then he says pay to win. Whether we like it or not, I'm almost done by the way. Whether we like it or not, the characters with specific classes or abilities will in some way be pay to win. That's not necessarily true. It could be. It depends how the game does it. You know what I mean? Like, it all depends how they do it. But whatever, I'll take it with a grain of salt. Let's say he's right, okay? The main dividing factor is TCM doesn't give the option to earn extra characters through a progression level. This does not mean that it's not pay to win, by the way. Because even if you did offer that, pay to win also, if you look it up, also means getting things faster. Acquiring things faster because you pay for it versus you know, grinding for it in game. So it would still technically be pay to win even if there was an in-game currency, because you could pay to do it fast. That you can look that up. You know, I'll probably put that in the video or something, a definition of it. But pay to win is also that. There's a secondary definition of pay to win, not just that you have to that you can only buy something. That you even if you have an alternate way, it's slower. Another big concern recently is how strong Danny is, and he is strong. While he definitely needs a nerf, a family team could just focus him out of the game. That's it. Oh, dude, just kill him. Now I'd like to take a moment to talk about another thread that someone made about a possible family member named Donnie. So this guy says, a new family member idea, Donnie. He's got almost 300 upvotes. He's the smartest guy in the entire family and has an eye for how to deal with any situation. His ability is called Outplay. It allows Donnie to run around and look around at random stuff like chairs, grass, or walls. Doing so gives him a resource called Skill. He can use that skill to mess with exit objectives or doors/gates to make them permanently closed. If a victim attempts to interact with an object that's been messed with by Donnie, like the fuse box, it says Outplayed, can't open. It will be displayed instead. What do you guys think? I know it might sound a little rough for victims at first, like there's no counterplay once he messes with an exit, but just hear me out. You're missing a vital point. There is counterplay. They can escape before he messes with the exits. So it's all fair. Just win before he says he can't. Winning hard counters Donnie. Did I mention that he can gather skill instantly instead of having to look at stuff once you get his ability to level 3? So he can even do it while chasing a victim. I know this would shorten the time victims get to escape by a lot, but they'll be fine. You can always counter him by just winning. This is the perfect, I'm probably going to throw this in the video too. This is the perfect fucking answer. The fucking what Rapidmain's dumbass shit about just focus Danny. This is exactly the same. Just focus Donnie. Just go to the exit. Just get the exit quick. That's all. That's how you counterplay it. Yeah, now let's go back to the roast. Well, dude, who cares how they balance anything? If you give someone a rocket launcher as a victim, just fucking focus them out of the game, bro. No big deal, bro. It's easy. Just like many did when Connie was a huge problem, dude. Just focus them out. It's that simple. Oh shit, why didn't I think of that? He's right. Fuck. Yeah, what's the big deal? Just focus him out of the game. However, Nancy is also way too strong and grants immediate value. What do I mean by this? At level 0 to 2, Danny's kind of useless. No shit, so is every character in the game almost. But when he reaches level 3, he's an absolute machine. Yes, no shit, that's why he's broken as fuck. Nancy gets value even from levels. I don't know why does it matter who gets value or not from level 0? We should only be assuming level 3. Right? Like we're assuming what their potential is. I don't know why he even comments on the level 0. That's a temporary state. People leveling up. It doesn't fucking matter really. I mean, it's nicer if they don't feel so weak from the beginning, but so what? and is basically 3 family member hybrids in one. She has the trapping from Hitch, much slower and shittier, mind you. The poison ability from Sissy. Well, Sissy doesn't have that anymore, ironically. And the information from Cook, not really. Her information from Cook's not really, not exactly. Cook can constantly, like, even just hear nearby when people, and they have to constantly crouch the whole game. Since there's no real way to counter Nancy's ability besides spinning her camera around, they don't give a shit about slowing down. Or Cook just existing slows them down a bit if they want to be stealthy at all. I think her base kit's completely fine, but she should absolutely not be able to poison. I agree that I agree with him that poison clause is too strong right now. That's the one thing I will agree with. But I don't know about him trying to hype her up as overpowered. We don't even use her at high level because she just doesn't work. She's not good enough compared to fucking Leatherface, Hitchhiker, and Cook. She's just not as consistent. Makes her way too powerful. Blah blah blah. Personally, I find Danny incredibly boring to play. I mean, yeah. Then he talks about cheating. I don't know what he's really saying here. Ever since they updated the anti-cheat, I haven't really found much cheating. He seems to be talking about people complaining about cheating that are wrong. Who cares? Why is this in there as a letter to the devs? I don't really understand. Then he makes a minor thing about exploiting. It's a whole different story. Blah blah blah. Exploiting is common in every game. I mean, I agree about seeing the player's perks at the end, but I don't know what the whole fucking paragraph is here. It's like a random ass. Again, he just kind of says bullshit out of his ass. No offense. But I don't know what the point is. Lack of content. I agree with this. But we understand that they are going to come out with shit fast. Talks about consistent updates. I agree. What I don't understand is he says, like, I'm sure, like, he's like kissing their ass in the reply, saying, I'm sure you're gonna make the game great and everything, but then he talks about how they're too slow. You know, happy holidays and shit while the game's dying with Danny existing, you know. So he's kissing their ass there, but then he talks about this lack of content, it's too slow. Oh no, maps are gonna take forever to come out, so I don't even know. Like, he says he understands to take a lot of time, but then says they're too slow, so I don't know. Lore and continuity should matter. I agree. I don't know why he had to write a paragraph. That's a one sentence fucking point. Unbalanced maps. I agree. While the balance of maps is definitely not at the top of the list, it's something I like the asymmetrical, aesthetical horror design of each map, but they all definitely favor a certain side of players. I don't know what he means by that. This is not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, unless he means victims. Having a certain map like Family House favor the family, which ironically is not even true at the high level. You saw how much we were struggling the other night. Like, Family House against a good victim team feels impossible, actually, because they could just rush 3 different fucking stairways at the same time, one of which with 2 people, you know, with Leland, that's going to stun whoever's there. And then if you leave your post to go help him, that means the other thing's open. And you can't be everywhere at once. Anna's going to jump out the window. It's like, you know, it is not like, that is actually one of the harder maps I've found, not ironically, than like when people know what they're doing. Unbalanced maps will occur and it's normal, blah, blah, blah. He thinks that Family House and Nancy's house favor family a lot. I mean, Nancy's house, that's only true if you get really lucky RNG with the objectives, but I mean, otherwise, no. He thinks gas station is the most balanced, where I don't know about, I mean, maybe, I don't know about that. Then he talks about the Nancy, Hitch, and Cook combo, which is awesome, but again, that's the only map where that even works. Oops, sorry. Scroll up. That only even works, and I don't know. Talks about communication real quick. Sorry for the literal essay. He tries to say, talking about he wants to have like proximity chat or some shit, and says, you know, it might create more toxic interactions, but you could just mute them or some shit. Like, dude, they already said they're not going to do that. They want it to be more tactical. They don't want you to be able to talk to them in the game. But I mean, if you want a prop night type experience, they have prop night. I don't know. It's lack of specific loadouts. We talked about this, where he kisses the dev's ass. Basically, my point of this is that I don't know why it got upvoted so much, where he's just literally wrong about so many points, and especially the competitive balancing part. I think he's talking, he tries to say it's a bad thing that they're trying to make it more competitive or whatever. I mean, they're not trying to. There is no such thing as, quote, competitive balancing. There is just balancing. I've never understood people saying that shit. Because, like, people that hit the bong, don't play as much, don't look things up, there is no balance for them. It's completely fucking subjective and arbitrary and RNG on their different skill levels and what they know and how they play. And if someone's not utilizing a mechanic to the fullest extent, how do you know how balanced it is? You know what I mean? You only know that when they do that, you know, so you need to, there is no like competitive or casual balancing. That doesn't fucking exist. There's just balancing. I don't know what his point is. It's again like one of those things where he's just saying a lot of shit, but not really making a good point. And I don't know what he's saying. He's trying, and then he tries saying that his stealth is like is the only way to play now, when it's literally the opposite. Like, holy shit. But anyways, that's gonna pretty much cover the talk. I think that Rapidmain's wrong about almost everything he says. I agree with him conceptually that there's a lot of problems with the game. I've said that in a couple of videos myself. But holy shit, does he not know how to balance? I can't wait to see lobbies with 2 or more Lelands that have longer cooldowns or some shit. You know, like that's gonna be at all balanced. You know, 2 Lelands, 2 Dannys. Man, that will be fucking fun. Like, oh man, they could all use the same skin. I won't even know who the fuck is who. Let's make it just like DVD. You know what I mean? But you know, I wanted to just go over this because while I agree with the point that, you know, the devs do need to wake up and save the game, don't do it his way, because he has no fucking clue what he's talking about. No offense. That's my little speech about that, and I'll go back to TCM now. But appreciate you guys seeing me rant about this, and hope you liked it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you liked this video, make sure to like, follow, subscribe, and all that other stuff that every other guy tells you to do. See you later.